As Rebecca mentioned, we connected about a year ago, and I remember now it was someone else I was talking to was like, heard what I was thinking about, and they were like, you need to talk to wellfed, like you need to meet them, like y'all are on like the same wavelength. So got put in touch with Rebecca, and we chatted what feels like a million years ago. So I am the founder and executive director of Mind the Movement, which is a nonprofit organization that provides mental health support to three groups of workers. So my background is working on political campaigns. So the sort of origin is that we serve the mental health of campaign staff. And I'll tell you a little bit the backstory in a second. We support grassroots organizers, so like the folks in Minnesota and other places. And then as I was building this and as I was thinking through like this thing I wanted to create, obviously the mass layoffs of federal workers started, and I was like, oh my gosh, like at least on a campaign, like we know we're going to be out of work, but like you all did not see this coming, and so the third group that we support is federal workers, and so I'll show you like how to get plugged in with us if you want in a second, but the core of what we do is we pay for people's therapy. It's like very straightforward. We provide a mental health subsidy that's paid directly to the practitioner of your choosing. If you don't have someone in mind, we have our clinical fellow will help you pick someone. And then up to a certain amount of money, we will pay for mental health support. We also have support groups for different folks, and we have one specifically for former federal workers. And we also do crisis training, which really goes back to the origin of this whole thing, which is that I was working on the presidential campaign in 2024, and the day after the election, I was at the headquarters in Delaware, and the day after the election, a young team member on my floor was having a mental health crisis and wasn't allowed to be left alone and was considered a danger to themselves. And off the record, I felt like it wasn't being handled really well. And I was just like, where is anyone who knows how to handle this? We all went home and, for those of you who haven't worked on campaigns before, a week and a half after election day, you're out of a job. If you're lucky, a month after election day, you still have insurance for a little bit and then it's gone. And I just went home and was like, wait, this kid has been here for a year. He's not gonna get a job in the administration that he probably like had planned his life around, and there's like no support. And so I started looking into, does something exist and I just don't know about it? And like answer is no, nothing existed to support people's mental health coming out of campaigns. And so I started looking into how, what that could look like, found organizations in other industries, in the music industry, the restaurant industry, sports world, airline industry, were all providing mental health support for their people. And I was like, why are we not doing this in like political and democracy and civil service spaces? Yeah, that sent me on a journey of learning how to start a nonprofit, which I had never done before, learning best practices around clinical support and HIPAA guidelines and things that I did not know I was getting myself into. November of 2025, we officially launched, and now we're providing mental health support for those three groups of workers. And it's been really lovely and meaningful to me to see, this passing idea that I had when I was also really sad about the election grow into something that's helping people. So I'm going to screen share really quickly. Um, y'all hopefully can see my screen. So our website is just mindthemovement.org. And so if you are interested in getting mental health support, you click on, whoops, get help. Um, and we have two different options that you all could choose from. So we have pilot program states where we're like deeply focused and investing a lot of money and resources, Virginia being one of them. So if you're based in Virginia, you would choose the Virginia mental health support option. If you are a former federal worker in DC or Maryland, you would choose the former feds mental health support. And you just fill out a short little form. And then if you meet the eligibility requirements that are all on the website, we will pay for your mental health care, and that includes tribal support, whatever mental health care looks like for you. Right now, we're focused on Virginia, DC, and Maryland. So if you're outside of those states, right now, we're not able to subsidize the cost of therapy, but we do have a whole resource library. We have nationwide resources. We have state-specific resources. But the other thing that we just launched that is for people all over the country is our support groups. We call them the resilience room, which is like a play on a boiler room. And so we have one for former federal workers that meets on Wednesdays, and that is free to attend and is led by a trauma-informed facilitator who's also a former federal worker. And it's a space to come together and like just like show up however you are and like have a conversation about what's going on for you. There's no set agenda, but it's, a space for everyone to come and be in community with each other, which I think is like how we're going to get through all of this. And then the last thing I want to call your attention to, under Get Involved, there's an option to share your story. For Mental Health Awareness Month, which is right now, we're collecting stories of people who are in the demographics we're serving, so former federal workers, grassroots organizers. So if you're willing to share your story, there's like a little prompt. It's through this app. You click on it. It asks you like, how is losing your job affected your mental health? And you can record like a 30-second video and then submit it. And then it's all like pre-branded and stuff. So if you feel so inclined, that is my ask of all of you to share your story. It really helps with fundraising, which is like the number one thing I focus my time on to be able to help more people, and to be able to expand to more states. But yeah, we're really just here to like to support the people behind the work, because we think as humans you're valued and important, and we want to keep you, alive and well and in this work as long as possible in whatever form that takes. So yeah, mindthemovement.org and feel free to fill out the form, and we usually get back to you in like 48 hours or so and go from there. That was a lot of me talking, but if people have questions, I can answer them.
While folks are thinking of questions they might want to ask, you can put questions in the chat or you can unmute. But Ashley, thank you so much. It's incredible in just a year what you've grown and how you've been able to really follow through on the mission faithfully. I think that's just incredible. I want to ask because we have a lot of folks in our wellfed community and in the DMV region who were not former federal workers, but were Fed adjacent and actually served our country and supported a lot of the work that supports the American people. I'm curious, if you apply and let's say you were a contractor, you were Fed adjacent, can you walk us through like what might be available to those folks?
Yeah, so federal contractor, federal employee, like we treat it the same. It's just easier to say
Okay,
all as
yeah.
one thing. So yeah, yeah,
That's so good to know. So it includes
yeah,
all of those folks. So we
yeah.
can all be thinking of folks who, could use this amazing resource right now. I'm curious for, you know, any subsidies that you provide. Like for how long does it last? Like what's typical?
Yeah, so sorry, good questions. I should have thought of all these things. So you have like a year to use it. So like a year from whenever you first apply to use it.
Okay, okay,
And
amazing.
are like, so the amounts that you get are slightly different depending on which state, but it should cover like 10 to 12 sessions with a therapist. Um, and we also, like, our clinical fellow will help if you want, to ask for like a sliding scale. So hopefully, like, that amount of money can go further. Um, and so, yeah, if you have a therapist you're already going to, we can, just say, like, great, now you just bill us instead of the person or their insurance that they might not have anymore. If you don't have someone, we can help you find someone based on, the identity you want to see and any specialties that, you're, whether it's like anxiety or post-traumatic stress or whatever. Our clinical fellow Kat is amazing, and she will help get, like, literally, like, we'll call and make an appointment for you. Like, if that is the barrier, that is what we will do. Because I know, when you're going through a lot and you're stressed and your world has been turned upside down, like dealing with like psychology today and like, do you have availability and can I come on Tuesday is like
Do you take
not
insurance? And what if I
the
don't
whole
have
thing. Yeah.
insurance? Yeah.
Yeah. And to the point of insurance, like if you do have insurance through like a spouse or through other things, then you are still eligible. We would just pay like any out-of-pocket costs that like your insurance doesn't cover.
Gotcha. Wow. So incredible. Thank you so much for sharing about this. Um, I'm wondering, like, what is the best way for people, aside from the website and maybe applying or forwarding that around, if you want to put in the chat and let us know, like, how can people follow you? How can people sign up? I think people can sign up through the newsletter, for your newsletter through the website, but there are any
Mhm.
other places that people can find you online and kind of track and learn more about what you're doing?
Yeah, we're on Substack, and which I need to update more often, and LinkedIn and Instagram, but I'll put all those in the chat.
Okay, awesome. Ashley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. How does one join a resilience room?
Yeah, so you go to the website, click on support groups, and then there's just a little form that you fill out of like what group you want to join. And then you get invited. And the backstory is that I then go on LinkedIn and make sure everyone is who they say they are and they really are in that industry and like whatever. And then we invite you to the next session and send you a calendar invite. And then, yeah, the facilitator will reach out to you.
So, so cool. Does anyone have any other questions? We have about 30 more seconds. You can pop those in the chat or unmute. Ashley, thank you so much for being here. I know that you're
Thank you
still
for
under the
having me.
weather, but it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it is one thing that we at WellFed, like it is core to who we are and what we do. Yours is an incredible resource, and so we want to make sure that folks are aware of it. We also want it to get on people's radar so they can support it and contribute. So
Yeah.
we'll be spreading the word around and featuring that on all of our platforms and in our newsletter so people can learn about one, how they can access resources, but two, how they can give resources to sustain this. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Tara's asking, what's the best way to get in touch with you? So that's coming to you soon, Tara. Ashley's popping a bunch of links in the chat. Instagram and LinkedIn, which is awesome, and she can put her email there as well.
Yeah.
If there are any more questions, take a second.
Yeah, I'll put my email in the chat.
Okay, awesome.
Just a shout out for you for taking the initiative to start this and like watching out for all the great people who are being served by this. It's really cool to see this happening. And thank you to WellFed for the invite today and for like promoting it on during your time.
Yeah,
Anne
thank
Marie,
you.
it's so good to see you. So good to hear from you. Thank you for that. And
Thanks for having me, Rebecca. I'm excited. It's like we had this like we were both like we're gonna do these things and we're gonna try and make this thing happen and then like here we are, we did it. So
we
good
did
job.
it. We're still here, and the need is growing. And so I so appreciate you